hey, guess what? We went away to Indianapolis. So let's talk about that.
Yes, Indianapolis was fun. They had, there's a children's museum there, and we went there on the opening day for their new Star Trek exhibit, and it was wonderful. We had so much fun.
Mm-hmm. It is going to be there for a few months. So at the Children's Museum of Indianapolis, they have an exhibit called Star Trek Exploring New Worlds. We went opening day, February 2nd, and it's running all the way through April 7th. And we were wondering, wow, what could they have there if it's running that long? We got there in the morning, and we spent the whole day there. It was awesome. I mean, you could really spend time at that museum.
Yes, so they had so much stuff. They had like costumes from the show and props and models. There was and the whole history of Star Trek, going back all the way to the original series up to Discovery now.
They had original scripts, they had original drawings. It was a full immersive experience as well. It wasn't just a museum per se. I mean, we've both been to the Star Trek. What was that thing called in Las Vegas when they had
Star Trek Experience?
The Star Trek Experience. Do you remember at the Star Trek Experience they had all that type of thing, like the costumes and the history? It was like a museum.
Yes,
but it was like that. We said this is
just like the Experience.
It was
right?
just
something
like the Experience. It sure was,
and that's something that shut down a long time ago. So it was great to see this.
They had the original set of the captain's chair from TOS as well as the panels. But then they had a replica, so it was interactive as well. It wasn't just things behind glass. They had a captain's command chair that you could sit in. They had a booth where you could record your own version of yelling Khan.
Yeah, the Khan thing from Star Trek 2.
Your face was so funny when you did that because it's an audio and video. So they clip it in with William Shatner, and then they repeat the clip of
you, so you can record yourself doing it, and they show you the recording.
Yeah, it was great. They have a interactive transporter where they give you phasers and tricorders, and they prompt you as to what to do, and they record footage of you, and then they put some special effects in so you can have a video of you being in a Star Trek episode.
Yeah, it's a little living out your own little adventure for about 5 minutes. It's great fun.
I didn't think they would be this awesome and it would take this much time to go through. And now we always go in costume everywhere that we go. They even had costumes there that they had a costume bin, so if you felt like walking around in costume, you could do that.
You could just pick up a Star Trek shirt, a uniform shirt, and put it on. And
How smart was that?
It was a neat idea.
And all the staff were super friendly, and they were decked out in Star Trek gear. So it was way better than what we expected, because we've done some traveling Star Trek exhibits, and of course we go to it just because it's Star Trek. This exceeded our expectations. And then, not only did they have models and props from everything from TOS, TNG, Deep Space Nine, Voyager, Enterprise, but also they had things from Star Trek Discovery. These are all fairly new items. So we got to see the uniforms up close, to see all the little Delta symbols, how intricate they were.
They had that, and then they had the white dress robe that Burnham wore in the first season.
Beautiful artistry with regards to all the detail that was in there.
Yeah, being able to see them up close and seeing all the little work they put into it.
Well, it made sense that they had the Discovery uniforms with the deltas on the side, because now for season 2 they've changed the uniforms. Already they've made an adjustment. The new season 2 uniforms have dots instead of deltas.
That's a weird change, and it's not like you're really going to notice it while you're watching it on TV.
But if you love the little details like we do, going to an exhibit like this is totally for you. So actually, I would go back again. If I was in Indianapolis or within the area, it's good enough that I would go again.
It's a must-see for Star Trek fans.
And then there was a film by George Takei there, and it's all included. They put you in a planetarium, and they have a film by George Takei showing how Star Trek has affected real-world science.
And that was a great little film, too, showing the communicators and the things that Star Trek inspired us to do in real life.
And it's always exciting when we do Star Trek related things when we travel to see other friends. So we go to Starbase Indy every year. We end up starting out the tour wearing our Starbase Indy shirts, and so many people went up to us, asked us about Starbase Indy. It's amazing the feedback of the people in Indianapolis. I mean, there were crowds there at this opening day, so I was excited that right off the bat this is a hit. And to see our friends from Indianapolis and those who've been to Starbase Indy, it's always good to see them.
And also 5-year mission, also friends of ours.
Yes,
they
great.
were performing. I mean, they've done several CDs, and and they're always at Starbase Indy. They were there doing their songs, and it was great seeing them again. And they spoke to us and shook hands and everything. It's fun to have a band that not only performs Star Trek but actually loves Star Trek. And if you haven't heard them yet, look them up. 5-year mission. They have a unique format, is that they dress up in the original series outfits, but their goal is to make a song for every episode. Yes, and their songs are so much fun to listen to. We bought one of their CDs because we buy one every time we see them, and we listen to their CD on the way home, and it was just so awesome.
Yeah. So I know the next time we'll be at Indianapolis will be for Starbase Indy in November, but it was a great trip, and if you're within the area, definitely worth going to. Now, a couple things. When we were done going to the exhibit, we went to our hotel room, and so we stay at the local Hampton Inn, go get the newspaper. I always get a coffee when I check in, and they have complimentary newspapers there. And guess what was on the front page of USA Today?
Spock. Well, a new version of Spock.
Yes, Ethan Peck was on the front page of USA Today. So we're like, wow, we're checking into our hotel, and our Trektacular weekend is still continuing. It didn't end. We spent the whole day at the Children's Center. Now we get to read an article about Discovery. So that was good news, and it shows all that CBS is going to do with all the new Star Trek series. And then we went down the street to Carrabba's for dinner. We sit down, we look at the menus, and as soon as I saw the name of one of their items, I just started smiling, and then I look over and I see Kavura smiling, and I knew exactly what she was going to say.
Pasta Giorgio? I mean, like, hello. Okay, the Klingons already ate Captain Giorgio. Now we get to eat her. Oh my God, that sounds awful.
And then so I said, okay, that's great. They have a pasta named Giorgio. So I put my order in, and what did Kavura order?
Well, no, you didn't order that. I ordered that.
You ordered that. I put in my order I got the pasta with red sauce.
Right,
yes.
or something, yeah.
And then you said, with a big smile on your face,
I'll have the pasta Giorgio.
So again, another Star Trek related incident. So this truly was a Trektacular weekend.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and join our Facebook group. Live long, and may the Force be with you. Nanu Nanu.